Welcome to the Roadshow Podcast.
Dani Enli.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
No worries at all. You're blowing the fuck up in Perth.
Am I?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, it's all over my feed and stuff. Even before I followed you, I was like, who the fuck is that?
Oh, I'm spamming you guys.
You are?
I'm spamming the Perth community.
That's good. That's good. How long have you been doing music for? Because I'm on your Spotify, you've got three released singles. Yeah.
So I only started taking it seriously last year. So my first song came out in Feb last year. Before then, I was in med school, so I was just grinding my ass off in a completely different path. But I feel like I've always been writing songs here and there since I was like 16.
Okay.
But I've only been producing for like a year, taking it seriously for a year. So I'm new. I'm a baby.
I wasn't expecting this response.
Really?
Yeah, because it's such high quality stuff.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's really good. It's really good. Who's doing your producing? Like
Me.
beats too?
Yeah, beats do the whole thing.
Oh shit.
The whole thing's me. My dad did help me for my first song though.
Your dad?
Yeah, so he's like a doctor as well, but he used to produce, like he used to produce electronic music and
Oh,
shit. So I
sick.
think, yeah.
It's in the family.
So yeah.
Both sides. Medical school.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
That's cool.
So I think besides the first song, yeah, I've just been doing it myself now.
Right.
I think I'm finally getting the hang of things.
Yeah. What do you use certain packs and stuff for your beats? Because I noticed, like, I listen to a lot of, I know this is weird, drill music, right?
Why is that weird?
It's weird because it's like kind of out of fashion now. But I
Is
listen.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm old fashioned then.
You're
I don't
old
know.
fashioned. Drill is old fashioned.
Like, I don't know what that, yeah. No, I really fuck with drill music.
Yeah, I can tell because the bass in your tracks hits like drill does.
Thank you.
And then the hats are like the R&B hats, but they're kind of just sitting there like.
Yo, you're really like listening, aren't you?
Yeah. I listen.
That.
Yeah. Your track, I Like You.
Yeah.
Yeah, that track was epic because I listened to that again this morning and I was like, did she fucking sample her own voice for the track? Like the beat?
Yes.
Wow. That's cool.
I low-key think when you don't really know what you're doing, you're kind of just stuck with yourself and you just make it work.
Yeah.
Like, I low-key don't really know I've never sampled before, so I was just like, you know what I mean? Like,
It
I'm
was
just
good.
forced to just use myself, I guess, as much as I can.
Yeah. It's a smart move to do that. And when you're keeping everything punchy, but you're also got this, like, your tone on your voice, your singing voice is, it's awesome.
you.
It's really good.
That's so nice.
What's the really long named one? Your first track that you brought out.
Oh,
I can't remember.
I think you mean Till the End of Time.
Till
but
the End of Time,
that
yeah.
was my second
Your
song.
trill of your the end of your singing, like the chorus, very good.
Thank
Very
you.
very good.
Oh, that means a lot.
That shows me tone. That shows me
you.
that you can hold
That-
your shit.
That means so much to hear because for me, tone is like my favorite thing about a person's voice.
Yeah.
So that's like really what I want to like people to hear when they're listening to my voice as well.
Yeah. It gets lost in the auto-tune age.
It does. I think it's because Till the End of Time I didn't use any auto-tune
I can
at
tell.
all.
I can
Yeah.
tell. How many takes did it take to get the trills done? Do you know what I mean by trills?
Yeah,
by
yeah,
like
I
the
do.
flutters at the end, yeah.
Quite a lot.
Did it?
Yeah, I think it's because I'm still getting used to my voice. Like I've never had lessons. I'm like so untrained that it did take a few, but I think now I've grown a lot from that. So I made that song like at the start of last year or like around May, March. Yeah. So I think I'm a lot better now, but I think back then I'm not going to lie, it did take a couple goes.
Yeah. Well, if you're starting out, of course it's going to... I remember my first songs and they were dog shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, no one's going to hear my first songs, like the demos. Like, no one wants to hear that.
I don't know if you can like encapsulate it in a different way and bring it out in the future.
Yeah.
Because obviously when you're writing lyrics, being the whole package is important because you can do the music, you can also write the songs, like the words, and then have a different meaning on them in the future.
100%.
That's important.
I agree.
You hit sad very well.
Oh yeah, I'm a sad girl. If you can't tell, I Like You was just like a random like happy song, but low key, I'm usually a sad girl.
Where does that come from?
You mean the sadness?
Yeah, like the
feel like
inspiration for the sadness.
Well, I mean relationships, of course, but I think just being in your 20s, you know, like you're finally kind of trying to understand yourself and
Yeah.
understand the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like maybe it's like, I think it's an artist thing, but we're low-key all just a little bit like in our feels all the time. So I think naturally I just am that reflective person who's in their thoughts a lot. And music's just like my way of dealing with them in a healthy way.
That's a good move. Yeah. When I was in my 20s, I just went quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started out listening to metal music, so I would just like put the headphones in and just
But
like
I think
cruise
but
out.
I think that's also what society expects of men.
That's true.
You
That's
know,
true, yeah.
to go silent. So I feel like music's a healthy way to like bring out, like to actually process your emotions for everyone.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that though, right? Because it's like, why is it glorified in females, but then it's like looked frowned upon by men, towards men? That's strange. Why do you think it is?
Yeah,
Hard
I
questions
guess that's a good
already.
question. Yeah. I think, you know, there are obvious like gender differences as is, and those don't change, but I think society is just easily, you know, we like to compartmentalize things and we like to make things easy to process. And so gender roles have become like a really strong thing. And I think it's always been the expectation that, you know, the man is like the solid foundation who's just like, you know, the protector, and the woman is the emotional, like caring one. But I think, you know, I'd hope that we're beyond that, like at this point. But I think it stems from like just like generations and generations of those expectations.
Yeah, because a lot of philosophers will say that emotion is like the difference between a man being brave and acting brave.
I agree with that.
Yeah, a man that can be emotional, but also have it under control. Because it's what the Jordan Peterson thing is. He says, be an animal, but learn how to control it.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
I think it is brave, because for a man to be emotional, it's low-key just going against societal expectations. So it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, being a provider isn't an easy thing to do
No.
either, you know. Yeah, I'm a dad. I just become a dad 6 months ago, and it's
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, and it's that. It's like I have this feeling that I should just shut up and provide. It's weird.
Yeah.
It is weird, but I can't.
And you
Yeah.
shouldn't.
No.
I feel like, you know, part of us will always feel, I think that's the same as like, it goes for everything in your life, like not just in relationships and as such, but also like your careers. Like you'll always feel like you have to do something because of society. But I feel like there's more meaning to life than just doing what society does and being in the whole machine of things, you know.
Is that how you got to doing music? Have you pulled away from medical and lent more into music, or are you doing both?
No, I have. I'm not doing both at the moment. So I feel like since I was born, I wanted to do music. I feel like you innately know what you feel like you were put on this earth to do. But, you know, as you grow older, you learn to suppress it and ignore it. But I think, you know, being an academic Asian, it was kind of just the path that I got encouraged to go down. And like I recognize the privilege I had in having the opportunity to do that. But I think it was never truly what my heart called for. It was what I learnt to be the right thing to do.
Okay. Fit in the box.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think medicine's a great career. I mean, it's obviously a very valuable career, and I have so much respect for all the doctors out there. It's not an easy career. You got to be like a top dog to be able to handle like the pressure of it all. But I think it just, as much as I love helping people in that way, it just like was not, I didn't feel like it aligned with like what I want to do in my life. I feel like the lack of creativity just was miserable for me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're being called by the muse in a different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. That calling is very loud, right? And when you don't listen to it, it breaks your heart.
100%.
Yeah. I've talked to so many people about that. You know, you get drawn into something for so long, and then you're like, oh no, I really wanted to do this thing, but you're pressured to think that you should do this other thing, you know?
It's crazy. And I feel like most people have to cross that road at some point and make the decision. I guess I was lucky enough that I just had like a life-changing experience that just told me to like, that life was short and you have to just take it now.
What happened?
Well, I had, so basically I got diagnosed with a rare medical condition. It's called complex regional pain syndrome. There's like barely any studies on it. There's no cure for it, and it's very poorly understood, so therefore it's very poorly managed by doctors. It's basically like a nervous system condition. Well, it's similar to chronic pain, but the mechanism is very different. So
Is it neurological?
yeah, it's basically involves your nervous system, where you usually have an injury or it's like a surgical complication, and even once you're healed, your body interprets that part of your body as still in pain and something's wrong with it.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I couldn't. It's very debilitating. Like I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything, and because it's your nervous system, anything that activates your nervous system is gonna activate the condition. So if you're feeling upset, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anything, you'll just get sick, basically.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and
What kind of pain was it?
like can't describe it.
Was it all over your body type thing?
Well,
or
it's
was
usually
it...
one part of your body. So it was my foot, and like my leg, and I can't even explain it. It just feels like you're constantly being stabbed or something.
Whoa.
It's just the most, I can't describe it. It feels different to everyone, but yeah, it's terrible. I couldn't recognize my foot as part of my body.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's like phantom leg syndrome?
Yeah, it became so similar. And like if you just brush against my foot, that would feel like knives are going through my foot.
Whoa.
Yeah, so your nervous system is crazy. It can do some messed up shit.
Yeah.
But I just remember like lying in hospital and being like, why am I doing something that I don't feel like is my purpose in life? When you don't know, one, life is short. Two, you don't know what's going to happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why are you wasting your precious time?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Over the last 2 years, I've had 15 surgeries.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I got misdiagnosed with Crohn's disease, and they started cutting parts out of me. And couple instances, I had podcasts booked like 2 hours after surgery. I did those fucking podcasts.
Yeah.
They were like, we
type,
can't.
You're on the grind. You're like, no
I'm
way.
literally on
messing with my
fentanyl
career.
at the hospital trying to like get
You're
rid of this pain, and I was
crazy.
editing like clips and
Bro,
stuff.
you're next level.
Yeah, well, I'm the same as you. Like I had, after my second surgery, they said to me, if the Crohn's develops any further towards your spine, you might lose the ability to walk. And I was like, well, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do now.
100%.
And I went directly into music and podcasting and all that stuff. So
Wow, that's a lot. Like, I can't believe you went through all of that.
yeah, and I actually like ended up having a few doctors on the podcast, and they were like, yeah, no, they fucked you up. And I started looking at things, and I fixed myself with research. But if there's something like what you have, what do they call it again?
Complex regional pain syndrome. So we just call it CRPS because the word's way too long. But yeah.
Do you still have symptoms? Yeah? Does it come and go?
It comes and goes.
Right.
I think it's hard when it's your nervous system because our everyday life triggers our nervous system. It's very hard to get on top of it. But I'm miles better. I mean, I'm walking. People see me dancing.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does that affect your dancing if it happens?
So luckily, like I'm in a stage where I can do those things most of the time.
Right.
But obviously there are times where you just kind of push through the pain. But in saying that, like the year before last, I wouldn't have been able to push through any pain because I physically wouldn't have been able to like get out of bed. So, I've come a long way. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing well. Because you're like a chook on a hot plate. Like, you're really getting after it.
Thank you. No, I think my fuel just comes from there, and obviously not just there, but like once you have an experience, I'm sure you feel the same. Once you're just like not yourself and you don't have health on your side, you just realize like I'm not going to play anymore. Like I'm going to do every single thing I want in this life.
Yeah.
And like no one's going to take it away from me.
Awesome.
You know?
Congratulations for getting to that point.
No, thank you.
It takes a lot of people get consumed by painkillers. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Did you?
No.
At any point? No? They put you on beta blockers or anything?
No. But I'm really not the addictive type, though, I have to say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was all goods, but...
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm glad to hear that you're like well now.
Same to you.
Yeah.
Your last track, I Like You, how did you write that? Because it seems like it was written in a day. Was it?
All of my good songs are written in a day. Till the End of Time was written in like an hour. I Like You was written in like an hour.
Whoa.
And I usually get the demo done within like the hour, like the 2 hours. It's a shit demo though, but like a draft
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
If it's a good song,
Yes.
that's kind of like the indicator for me.
Okay.
When I have to dwell on something much longer, it's usually not that good.
Yeah, because then you kind of lose the spark,
Yeah,
right?
I guess that's just how I work. But yeah, so yeah, I Like You was pretty fast to write. I usually write the melody first, and like the lyrics and the melody just come out at the same time, and then I usually produce around that. But I Like You was different. I actually had like the idea for the chords first and like made a beat around it, and then I kind of freestyled on top of that, which is kind of, I guess, the R&B way of doing things.
Yeah.
And like how rappers do it and stuff. But
How
so
did-
that was so different.
You made
for
the
me.
beat around the chords. Because
Yeah.
that dun 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 dun. That's a drill beat, by
Yeah.
the way. You know that, right?
It's like Drill Jersey Club.
Yeah. Like what the fuck?
I just really fuck with Jersey Club music.
Yeah. But
Like,
you've got this like I read the Triple J article about you where they said you were like 90s R&B. I was like, no, she's not. This is like new age mixed with 90s, mixed with like Rihanna, that's like top tier level type shit.
Thank you.
No-
I find it hard to describe my sound as well, though,
Yeah.
so I don't blame them.
Yeah, well, it makes sense, right? But you're killing it. Your new track that's coming out,
Yes.
what's that called?
It's called Over Now.
Over Now.
It's a super like sassy, savage. It's low key a diss track, but which I
About
was
who?
hesitant to put out.
About
Like,
an ex.
Yeah, an ex.
Okay, all right.
I think I have to do a disclaimer because I feel like people who don't make music don't realize that when we write songs like that, it's what we feel in that one moment. It's not like a permanent feeling or thought about that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have that
'Cause I feel
feeling.
like
It's an
people think
emotional
like,
based
oh, they'll hear it and be like, you're a hater. But like, it was that one feeling I had in that one day, for
Yeah.
that 1 hour or whatever. It's not like I'm constantly feeling this way about this person and this is
Yeah.
what I think all the time about them, you know? But yeah, but it was fun to be.
I hope your ex hears that.
I don't know if he will. I'm pretty sure he's blocked me, but we'll see.
No.
We'll see.
No. We'll get the disclaimer to him, don't worry. We don't know you, dude. Yeah, no, it's an emotional based thing, right? And you have different emotions. Life is up and down. And if you're writing something at a low point, you eventually get to a high point again.
Yes.
People are like, well, you're supposed to feel this
Yeah.
way. Like, no, I wrote that then, and now I
Yeah,
feel like that
100%.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when people get done for tweets like 5 to 10 years before.
know.
It's like, no, I was
People,
dumb.
people do
back then.
grow.
Yeah.
Like,
So why is it savage? Why is the song savage?
I feel like the way I write music is very candid and honest. Like it's literally how I felt. I'm low key at the moment. I don't really feel like being too poetic with my words. Like I low key just say it how it is. I kind of like to just be super raw and honest. So I feel like it literally was just everything I was thinking about. Like there was no holding back.
That's probably the best thing that you could do in 2025 is be just genuine. These are the words that I'm feeling. I'm gonna put it into music.
I think that's because that's the music I resonate with.
Yeah.
And I feel like, in the current like stage with TikTok and everything, like sometimes it is hard to find music that like really you really relate to on like a deeper level. So I think, I hope I can achieve that with my music.
I'm trying to think of like some new songs that I can resonate with. I don't think there's many at all. I think a lot of people, like, because I listen to a lot of hip hop, a lot of people are using, like, Hammer could speak to, well, his stage name's Hammer. Mason, you could speak to using, like, not the definitive language, but, like, going around it with, like, different expressions and analogies.
Yeah, 100%. It definitely makes a big difference just using, like, I don't know, then instead of, like, you know, another small word, like just replacing those small words will kind of change the entire meaning of the sentence. So just looking at words like that, like I'm a little different. I'll take, you know, hours to write my tracks and I'll sit there and edit it over and over again until I get it perfect. But I kind of envy people like you that can just sit down and, you know, get it done within an hour because I don't really have the ability to do it like that. So, but yeah, it's definitely interesting with the, just like, small words and analogies.
Yeah, because
That like that feeling, that kind of emotion behind it, you know, as well.
Yeah. I feel like these days everyone's trying to do so many analogies that'll hit the heart where the true word's lost. It's like, let me make you think about something. It's like, no, just tell me how you're feeling. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely do have tracks that are more like poetic, like Till the End of Time's probably more than this song that's coming out. But I like to just write how I'm feeling at that time, you know.
Till the End of Time didn't sound like a diss track though.
No, it's not.
No.
It's far from a diss track.
Yeah, it kind of sound like I
It
want
was a
you back,
it was a respectful
but
breakup
not
song.
really. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Till the End of Time is definitely about, it's kind of the reverse. It's kind of, wow, this kind of sounds like narcissistic when I think about it. But it's kind of them knowing that they'll still think of you. And like, I feel the same way till the end of time, but like, we can't be together.
Yeah.
Because I think that was like written about my first love. And like, I have so much respect for him and love for him. Like, and I think he does too, but it's just like, we acknowledge that we can't be together.
Yeah.
So I think it was like a respectful breakup song.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good move.
Yeah.
You don't
Can't
want
be
to
all
just
diss tracks.
burn
Yeah.
every single
Yeah,
word.
no.
Yeah. I think
Well, it depends how they treat me, right?
well, that's true. That's true. There's a logic, play on words, to saying how it is in your life, right? Because like your audience isn't just like listening to your music. They're also these days attached to seeing you videos, i.e. Instagram, TikTok,
Yes.
whatnot. But then how you're feeling as well. I think that gets lost a lot of the time.
I think
And
so.
when you're looking, well, some of my favorite artists have been political recently. I'm like, no, I don't want to hear
Yeah.
about it. You know, it's cool. Just tell me how you're going. What are you doing? But through music, it's very inspiring. Are you going to be doing a music video for?
Yeah, it's done actually.
Is it?
Yeah, it's done. I think I'll do a music video for every single one because
Yeah.
I feel like it paints the whole full story. You know what I mean? And they're also just really fun to do.
Yeah, of course. Who are you using to shoot your videos?
So two of my friends have filmed it. I only trust like three. I don't trust many people with my stuff. I
Yeah.
trust like three people, which includes August doing my photos and like filming myself. My other friend Brendan and my other friend Val, who's like my main videographer when it comes to music videos. But Brendan did more of it this time. But yeah, so I'm lucky to like work
Brendan
with people who.
Is he a videographer in Perth?
Yeah.
Sessage?
Sorry?
Is it Brendan C. Photo?
No.
Oh, okay. Righto. Okay. It's just your friend?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's a really good videographer in Perth named
Oh, sick.
Brendan, and he kind of looks like what you do. So
Oh, sweet. Well, maybe you need to link me up.
I
But
will. Oh,
yeah.
he shot Drake when he came. So
Oh, okay, fire.
yeah. I've got the links.
Yeah,
No, I'm
like,
kidding.
yeah, no, low key, like
He
link
went
me
to
up.
school with him, so
That's fire.
Yeah. Who are you using to mix and master?
I've been like low key mix and mastering shopping. I don't have like a solid. So they've all been from America at this point. Like
Good
I'm
move.
just like shopping around. I kind of use different people every time.
Mm-hmm.
This guy that I'm using, his name's Joey Wunsch. I think that's how you pronounce.
Can you?
I'm gonna
look him up?
butcher it. WNSCH. Joey.
Joey
Wunsch.
Wunsch.
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce
WN.
it. SCH. Joey Wunsch. I'm pretty sure.
Does it have a U in it? WUN
Wait.
or
wait a sec.
WN? Because that's win, isn't it?
Wait. Joey. WUNSCH.
Okay.
He's
Wunsch.
fire. He does like.
It's German. Wunsch?
He did I Like You, and he did my last song as well. He's so fire. He's
Okay.
a great guy as well. I found him because he does a lot of Lolo Zuai's music, who I absolutely love.
Right.
So yeah, he's fire. He did such a good job with I Like You. Like he's just I love synths, and to make a synth sound, I'll layer like 10 synths on it, which, as you can imagine, mixing that shit is freaking hard. Like the
Yeah.
EQ, like to make sure that all the frequencies aren't clashing is pretty ridiculous, but he did like an insane job. He's just like the master of synths in my eyes. So if I have a track that has a lot of synths, I'll just hit him up.
Yeah, right. Did he master it as well?
No, I actually got Dale Becker to master
Okay.
the song. Yeah, so he's obviously fire. He's like the industry, the man.
He's
He's
the
the
man.
man that does the big guys. So, But yeah, I'm always looking for like new mix and mastering engineers. Like I'm going over East soon and I've got like a couple new people I want to work with. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just still getting used to it. But I like using like different people for different songs. Just like you would use a different producer for different types of tracks. I feel like, you know, I like to play to people's strengths and like everyone can bring something new to a song.
Yeah.
So I kind of have liked not having like one person do my stuff because you can learn about like how they've elevated your sound in a certain way. And
Have you
it's
heard
really
of
cool.
Larissa Lambert?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, right? Why don't you use her guys?
Should I?
For sure.
Maybe I should. Do you know them?
Yeah, I know a couple of them. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I'll hit you guys up together.
Yeah. No,
and
I'm
chuck you in
always
a
like
chat.
I'm always open to working with new people because I feel like there's just a different way to hear your own music and it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know Sheldon
Sheldon.
Yeoman
No,
at Level Studio?
I don't.
He's literally just up the road.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. He is like probably the best. I learned to mix off him. He's probably one of the
Fire.
best mixing artists in
Damn.
Perth.
You got all the links. I feel like I'm still so I only moved back to Perth last year.
Where from?
I did my medical degree in the Gold Coast. So I haven't been back since I was like a kid, you know. So I still just have not met enough people. I'm trying to get out there more. I'm trying to get out of I just like produce at home and I don't leave.
Did you get back from the Gold Coast and was like, I'm doing music now, or did you start there?
As soon as I graduated,
Ah.
I was like, fuck this shit, I'm leaving. No, well, actually, I had to take a year off to like heal my condition because
Of
I wasn't like
course.
fit to work in the hospital because I don't want you on, obviously, certain medications and they want you to be mobile. But that year off, I was like, well, I'm just gonna give
Recording
my
and producing.
my dreams a go and like do what I want.
It's a
And
good
then I
move.
just like loved it too much to let it go. That I'm just like, okay, well now that I'm like a lot better, I just want to give it my all.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, good move. I like that,
you.
Dani. That's fucking smart. You've got something to lean on. I think a lot of people like let go of their thing in the first place, say like medical for you. You finished it and then you're like, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, so you're kind of keeping all boxes ticked. Where I didn't do that. I let go of an apprenticeship to follow my dreams. That didn't
Crazy.
work out. Now, luckily, I'm a businessman as well, so I've got that to lean on. But
Yeah.
I only work like 2 days a week, so I can do this 5 days a week.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I'm a dad too, so I'm like, I'll do this 1 day a week
week,
now.
yeah.
I'll do 4 days
That's
a day.
crazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like I respect people who also make that decision and just like drop what they're doing because that takes courage and commitment
Yeah.
and like a lot of hard work.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there's a right way to do it.
I think it's harder to do it when you're young.
Really.
Like, you're in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's harder to do than when you're in your 30s. Like, a lot of people will have like a mortgage and kids and stuff like that, which is a lot harder to do.
100%.
Because you're like, where's my time going? And you think that you could do like a 12-hour day at work and then like give it your all at your dream.
Yeah,
You're not giving it your all.
Exactly. And that's what people always tell me. They're like, why don't you just work as a doctor and do it at the same time? My friends who are in it now, like who just graduated with me, like last year, they were doing like 18-hour days. And then you come home exhausted. Bearing in mind, medicine, like you're dealing with dying, sick people, and you also have the weight of that on your shoulders. So you don't really come home feeling refreshed.
Yeah.
You come home and you eat your dinner and you crash, and then you wake up at 4 a.m. the next day and do it again. So I wouldn't fit music in there, and that's why I made the decision to. Because I also was like, well, I'm the youngest I will be right now, so you know, people obviously were like, you know, why don't you just do a couple of years of medicine and then see what? But it's just like, yeah, I'm not here to play anymore, you know,
Yeah.
like, with my time.
I couldn't imagine like diagnosing people with cancer inspires many melodies.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
But yeah, mad respect to them. But I think I just knew I had to make the decision regardless of what people were telling me to do, which was obviously the opposite of what I did.
Yeah. Good move.
Yeah,
Good
thank
move.
you.
Go rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to, man. If you want to like achieve your targets, you have to go rogue. You have to do everything possible. You've done it for a year now, or just over a year.
Yeah, like a year and like a month.
4 singles. And what did you start with, like follower wise? Because on Instagram,
I had 1K followers, which
you're
were
up
all
to
friends.
nearly 30 now.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
What is your approach? Do you take like snippets from the music videos? You're showing a lot of yourself and your personality and what it takes to do music as well. I've seen on your stories.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I have to relive this emotion and stuff. That was funny. Okay, you might not have been funny to you, but that was funny to me.
It's funny.
Yeah.
You can laugh.
What's your approach?
Um,
Is it put everything out?
I feel like it depends. So I just kind of fell in love with social media as I was doing it, which was weird because every artist that starts out doing this hates social media because you're like, why do I have to do this? All I want to do is make music. But like, I just fell in love with it. And I think like what I tell other artists as well is like, it really depends on what you want your brand to be. And thinking about your brand is like the most important thing you can do. Because I think when I thought about my brand and what I wanted, number one, like the one word that comes to mind is authenticity. And it's the same as when I'm making my music. So that guides how I make my content. That's why like when I'm making content, I'm not like, I didn't have any professional videos at the start. Like I was just posting me in my home, like making videos, you know, but it's just that authenticity. And I think it's with like, you know, I'd share my story from leaving medicine to do this and what it feels like to be an Asian and like who from a culture that really disagrees with that, and talk about just like being vulnerable about my story. And I think putting authenticity first, that's how I approached it, because I think ultimately like social media, people just want to connect. It's just for human connection, you know, ultimately that's all it is. And people want to get value from your content. So when I thought about what value I could provide, I thought, you know, if I could reach any Asian or any person really that is in a place, in a career or a state where they don't want to be, and like give them the courage to get out of it, like, well, that's what I want to do. So I think it's, my approach is, what my brand is and like what my purpose is, like how am I giving these people value? And I just realized the value I want to bring is like give inspiration to people who feel like they can't do what they want to do.
I think you should do a music video and write a song called I Really Don't Want to Be Here, and do it like create like a beside the bed thing. That'd and talking to yourself, hey. And you're in the bed and you're the nurse as well.
That's crazy. You're on something.
Always.
Yeah, you don't stop, do you?
No, it's always going. Look, target audiences are like, with the podcast, it's a little bit different, right? Because with my music, I know who I'm targeting. Yeah. Like we know who we're targeting when I produce beats and he goes over the top of it. And when I'm mixing and mastering, I know exactly the kind of thing that people want to hear, right? But when it comes to podcasting, I'm like the blanket that you throw on the bed. Yeah. You know, like I have to kind of hit everyone, which is good. I like having, like who have I had this week? I had a painter that's doing the Guinness World Record largest painting in the world. I've had
crazy.
A philosopher, and we talked about, is the devil real? Like,
oh my God, I'm following after a philosopher. You're going to be like, this girl's cat.
No, you're following after the painter. But
Okay.
this is what I'm talking about. It's a blanket, right? I like to cover everybody. And when I do cover everybody, it gives me an insight to their philosophy. And it seems like you've got this analytical mind about how you should be. And maybe you got it from medicine. Maybe it's inherent from your family. I don't know what it is. But from what I can tell, you're using it. And that's important, to use the skills that you have. And I'm talking to you people, do that shit. Like, you need to. If you don't, you lose something, a part of yourself, and it doesn't translate as your authentic person.
100%. I think social media is a hard thing for artists because most of us, like I did too, we start from a place of not wanting to make it. I think it's about thinking about how you can see it as an extension of your music and like how you can actually give back to your community, you know? I feel like we think really selfishly and we're like, I'm going to promote this song. So here's this song and this is why I think it's like good. And I'm going to tell you about, this is my song. It's a perfect summer banger. Like go listen to it. It's like, no one cares. Like people are on social media not to be like advertised to. They're there to get value. And so what value are you bringing? It's the question you need to ask, you know?
That's interesting. Because
for ages I was making selfish content. That's what I realized. And it clicked when I realized that.
What do you mean selfish content? Just for you?
Content that this is what I think is good, or this is what I think is good about my song. Like, you know, this is what I think people should care about, you know, when really you need to think about if you were on the other side of the phone, like, would you care? And why would you care, you know? And I think when I was like looking back at my past content, I'd be like, well, this person obviously wants me to listen to a song, and kind of it. You know, maybe she'll tell me about what it's about, or like that it's good to listen to in the car, or it's good to listen to on like, you know, it's like a summer banger, but like that's not really giving me value. You know what I mean? And that's what I realized, that it was low-key just selfish content. That's what at least that's what I call it, when you're not really thinking about the value that you're providing others. You're just thinking about what's good about my song to promote. Like
it's lacking relatability to other people. That's why it wasn't hitting.
Exactly.
So when you make it relatable, your content, I mean, then other people can feel like they can take something from it. It's value.
Yeah, it's just value. Because I think we assume that because we think our song is good, that's enough value. But it's not, because you're not coming on social media to just sell a song, right?
That's a
I
good
think
point.
it's more than that.
Yeah, it's not Spotify.
No.
Yeah, it's
You're
social
selling,
media.
Yeah, you're trying to connect to people and give them. It's just all about value. You just can't be a selfish creator, because no one's gonna care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. That's enlightening as shit. That is real. Because like, if you're a selfish creator, you're doing it for one person. But if you're a selfless creator but have your own lifestyle into your music, and you know, you're creating value, like you said, it captures so many more eyes.
Yeah. And I think people like, it's a way for artists to get beyond your music. Like the purpose of you doing music is not making music. There has to be something more behind that. And that's what you need to sell, not just the song. You know what I mean? It's like, why am I doing music? Like, what do you want to achieve with your music? You just want people to like your songs. Usually for us creatives, it's more than that. Like for me, it's like, I want to show other Asians and females that they can make music and they don't have to do like another career that they don't want to do just because society tells them. And like, I also want women to feel like they can make the whole song by themselves and choreograph and style themselves and produce and record and do all this by themselves without, you know, where in the industry, like producing and stuff, it's still very male dominated. So I have a purpose beyond just creating music, and that's what you need to share with people, you know.
Obviously you've alluded to it quite a few times now, but is it that crazy, like in an Asian household? Like, is the norm that tough?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I am so lucky that my parents are so supportive, and they're very modern, but I think you have to think of it this way. Like, I have immigrant parents. Any Australian born Asian kid has immigrant parents, right? Immigrant parents made a lot of sacrifices. Like, life was not easy for them, and they had to sacrifice their own dreams to have a family and blah, blah, blah. So, like, they made a lot of sacrifices and they suffered a lot. It's not that they just don't want their kids to go through the same suffering. That's it. Wow. They just don't want you to struggle. They're like, we struggled to give you these opportunities so you don't have to struggle, or why would you choose to struggle? Yeah. That's where it comes from. It comes from love, and it comes from like true sacrifice and true selflessness.
Yeah, in Western culture, we see that. Like, we've heard obviously that rhetoric before in Asian culture, and it's like, well, they're so harsh on their kids. But when you look at it in that aspect that you just talked about, it's just you're trying to reduce future suffering, but not give them everything. Teach them how to get it themselves.
Yeah,
which is interesting, because in Western culture, we're like, take it all, and we'll give you everything. But I think it's lost in what I'm trying to do as a father, and when it gets time to do, I'm trying to learn it for myself and then give it to him, is be the producer, but show how to produce. I'm not just talking music, I'm talking everything in life. Yeah. I
mean, Asian parents are the thing that I think maybe doesn't translate if you're not part of the culture is like, we're acts of service people. Like, doing things for others is our love language. So Asian parents are very giving. They're very giving with their time and energy and their opportunities. All they want is to, you know, encourage their child to take the path of least resistance, and like that they'll struggle the least. Like, they definitely provide, they do all those things like tenfold, you know. It's just that they just don't want to repeat what they've gone through, because what they went through is pretty rough, you know. So I think that's where it always comes from. And, you know, once you phrase it like that, you really just end up being grateful to have Asian parents, you know.
Where did your family come from?
My family's from Malaysia, so we're Chinese, but like Malaysian Chinese.
Okay, right. Yeah. When did they come?
My dad, so pretty early on, my dad moved when he was 13. My mom moved when she was 19. Bear in mind, my parents were born 1962. So when my dad moved at 13, there were barely any Asians here. Life was rough. And my mom came from like poverty basically and came at 19 and self-funded her uni as an international student. And you know, international students have to give everything out of pocket.
Yeah.
So she just worked 24/7 in a Chinese restaurant because that's the only job she can get. Wow. So my parents are hustlers through and through.
Yeah.
And that's why they're like, they did all this stuff. They don't want you to have to go through it. That's ultimately where it stems from.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have a sister, an older sister. She's amazing. She's doing sonography at the moment, so she's ultrasound.
All
scanner.
medical, yeah?
Yeah, like strangely, I don't know why my mom's not medical, but my dad's side is. I think it's just, you know, I feel like people just think once you're academic, it's kind of like, it is kind of like the lawyer, doctor, engineer.
Yeah,
route,
yeah.
You know.
I get it. Is your sister, is she musically gifted or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, she just does not use it. Like I didn't like she can sing, she can dance. Like I haven't seen her do it in so long though. I think she just like doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't like it's not a passion, but she's like gifted.
Okay.
She's just like she's like fine, just like leaving those gifts like unwrapped.
Yeah, I like my brother's the same. He was a excellent guitar player when he was younger, but it seems like it's always just one. It's always just one in the family that goes for it, which is. It's like, I'm going to keep up the slack on this family. Yeah.
I feel like you just like reminded me. I low-key do feel like I'm finishing my dad's like unfinished business because he did want to pursue music, but then he had to, you know, that he got married and he wanted to have a family and he's like, he can't, you know.
He can be a DJ.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Dr. DJ.
Could. Yeah. Yeah, so he's
But he produces, right?
Yeah.
Still?
Like less so, but I'm trying to push him to get back into it because he's really talented.
Is he the old analog synthesizer type producer?
Not even, no.
Really?
Like he used to make like acoustic stuff, so like he'd play the guitar and play the piano and stuff. But then like now he's like full electronic. That's like why I went to Logic because he just already had Logic, so I just like stuck with it.
Save some money.
Yeah, literally. Like, and then people were like, "How much does your setup cost?" And I mean, like, my dad already had like a keyboard, and my dad already had, so I was lucky there. I could just kind of take over his stuff.
What monitors are you guys using?
What are they called?
KRMs.
You know the really good ones, the black ones, and they have little yellow circles around them.
KRKs.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I never know anything. It's so funny when people ask me. I'm just such a girl about it. I hate it. Like, I'm just like,
That's
I don't really
fine.
know.
That's fine. Are you using any external plugins for synthesizer? It's all Logic?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
cool.
pretty much.
Do you layer your kicks?
I layer everything.
Okay.
Everything. I don't like the thought of like
layer
taking a
everything.
sound from somewhere and it being that sound that anyone can pick up. Like, it's just, I think it's low-key an OCD thing, but it's just like, I can't have it. It can't be the exact same kick that's available for use for someone else out there.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be slightly different. Obviously, you EQ it and stuff, but like, low-key, everything's layered.
I do this thing.
Hi-hats are layered. Everything's layered.
Of course, yeah. I can imagine. After you said everything, I was like, yeah, there is not one authentic sound on that.
Yeah.
There's 100 fucking stacked up. I use a thing called Torque from Waves, Torque, Torque,
Okay.
right? And when you have a kick, any kind of kick, sometimes you'll have a kick with a different variant of tone. So Torque, it's a Waves plugin. You can I think it's like $30 or something.
Yeah.
You can actually tune your kick and it'll bring up the resonance of the kick. Or you can have a tighter kick or a looser doof kick. You can do that for
Style.
snares and fucking everything.
Man, I really like don't. It's just like a joke because I really don't know my shit, and so I'm always like learning stuff every day. But it's fun. It's fun
Can you
to
look
learn.
up Waves Torque? TOUQ. Yeah, this thing is insane. No, whatever. Yeah, it's that one at the
That's
top on the right.
crazy.
Yeah, it's basically just a knob, and it tells you what tone your kick is at. See, it'll tell you what sense
That's
to tune
fire.
it to, and then you can choose what you want to focus on.
Because I spent so long like changing the key and like EQing it that like, and like sometimes it just still never hits.
Yeah. So if you have say you've got a standard C kick, right, and then you put it into like a D, right, and it doesn't sound the same as it should because it's gone a tonality higher.
That's crazy.
You can drop the intonation and have it still as a doof, but as a doof.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
I have so much to learn from you. I really do.
There's a lot of things that you can do, but I found with your with the what's his name, Wunsch?
Yeah.
He has got. You send him obviously your recordings as well, right? He has managed to get your multiband, not sidechain, multiband compressor, your lows in your voice that are supposed to be there, like your, I don't know, what are they, like 500 to 1200 hertz. They sit so perfectly with the melody. So good on you, dude.
Yeah,
good
he's
on you.
fire.
Yeah.
No complaints.
No
Yeah,
complaints.
he's fire, yeah.
What can we expect with what's the new track again?
Over Now.
Over Now. What can we expect with it?
I feel like it's my fastest track, so it's upbeat and like fun, and it's
Faster
a lot
than
more,
I Like You.
Yeah, and I Like You is actually not very fast. I think it's just like the Jersey Club beat that gives it that momentum, but it's actually not that fast. The song's also like an ode to my R&B baddies, or like I just like R&B a lot, and I feel like people miss that from Till the End of Time to I Like You, so I kind of wanted to bring that back a little bit. And I think it's just like, it's fun and it's not so serious, and it's just, yeah, I feel like I like to capture different emotions in each of my songs, and I feel like this one is just like kind of just like savage and low-key pissed off, and I kind of like that.
Oh, I just had a thought. I have to get you in with Brazen. Do you know Brazen Barbie?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
How you guys going to do a track together?
I'm thinking about hitting her up, which is crazy that you mentioned that.
I'll link you up.
Because where is she based? Is she in Melbourne now?
No, she's back and forth all the time.
Because I'm going to Melbourne soon, and I was like gonna hit her up if she's in Melbourne.
When are you going?
I'm gonna be in Melbourne 12th to 18th of April.
She might be over there, yeah. I
So
think she goes over.
I was
gonna
hit her up.
Yeah,
because
I
know her because Mixed by Daniel, who's a mixing engineer who reached out to me ages ago that I follow, always like mixes her stuff, and I was like, she's fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's cool. I had her on the
this has to
podcast.
happen then.
Yeah,
'Cause
I had her on
was
the
literally,
podcast like a
thinking
couple
about it.
years back, and that was when she was first blowing up, and I got so drunk on the podcast. I still put it out anyway. I was like, fuck it, doesn't matter. But yeah, she's a legend. I met her when she started first up, and what was the song that she fucking did? I can't remember. But she put this one song out, and I was like, damn, this is gonna be crazy. And now she's actually doing things.
Yeah,
she's
she's
actually
fire.
going hard. Yeah. Which is cool.
She's like
She's got a crew around her too.
Yeah, that's what I need to build. But yeah, Brazen Barbie's got that it. She's got the it factor. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And bad bitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, hard. She's a really nice person though too. When you get to know her, she's she's nice anyway, regardless. But her persona that she puts out is kind of like, oh, don't fuck with that chick. Yeah. She's cool. Yeah, if you need to have contacts for anyone in Perth, let me know.
That's sick.
I'll link you up.
That's so kind.
That's all right. No worries. Please check out Sheldon though. Please, because
I
he
will.
is an R&B king in Perth.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm kicking myself. I'm like, I don't know if I follow him already, but I'll see.
Levels Studio.
Levels. I'm pretty sure I know that. Well, I'm still just so getting used to like the.
You'll
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
There's Mixed by
I really don't know what I'm
Dinge.
doing, guys.
Hey,
like for real.
It's okay. You'll get there. No, you do know what you're doing. You just haven't had the network in Perth yet. Yeah. Were you writing music in the Gold Coast?
Yes.
You were.
And I would make garage band demos. So like Till the End of Time was a garage band demo. I Like You was a garage band demo.
Okay. Yeah.
They're all like, and I just like changed it into a Logic. Like then I took it seriously and I knew how to produce it. But I would love making like garage band demos in like my final year.
GarageBand is like the basic version of Logic. Though.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, they put it on there as like a maybe you'll try it out, but I think that inspired so many people to do music
100%.
in the
It just
first
makes
place.
it accessible.
Yeah.
And it was the same for me.
Yeah. When I was in high school, we had I don't know if you remember the Macintosh. They were lucid green and purple
Yes,
and all
yeah.
those computers.
Yeah.
We had GarageBand on them. And I would sit in like the media class all day. Like I would skip most of my classes and just sit there and make beats.
So fire.
Yeah, so stupid.
Yeah. No, it's not.
That's why I
stupid at
didn't
all.
graduate. Your parents hate me.
I mean, none of that mattered in the end, did it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Well, it didn't for me.
Yeah.
In my father's. Yeah. But
That's sick.
if you're a creative, really go for it. Don't let anyone tell you not to.
Yeah. 100%.
There's no point. Don't listen to them. Well, Dani, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
When's the track out?
4th of April.
4th of April, Friday. Nice.
Super soon, but I'm excited.
Are you submitting pictures
To
Spotify?
Yes, it's done.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Cool.
And then I'm
New Music Friday, here we come.
Yeah, and then I'll be doing some shows on the 11th of 12th of April in Sydney and Melbourne.
Oh, where are you playing?
I'm opening for Kenyon Brown. So I opened for him here, and then like they asked me to do the OVO show. So I'm super excited to like tour with that song as well. It'll be so fun.
Sick. Awesome. That's cool. Cool news. I like it when people get on stage.
Yes,
It makes me happy.
Take me home, I wanna know if you're down.